How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and this is going to be a video on a defensive or an aggressive, which it's not aggressive, it's just a defensive ball pythons. Here I have one of my holdbacks. This boy is a double het for Exantic and Desert Ghost. For some reason, him and his sisters, I kept 3 of his sisters back for the project, are really sort of crazy little buggers. I do believe that sometimes the attitude can be passed down into the baby. So if the mom or the dad was a little bit defensive when they were a baby, it certainly passes through into the offspring. And again, you combine one defensive adult with another defensive adult, or what were babies when they were younger, you're going to end up with some quite defensive babies. Now, what we're going to do about this? Well, it's pretty straightforward, guys. Here is some techniques. There's a few things you can do, and the first thing you've got to do is realise it's a defensive trait. This isn't something that they are an aggressive animal. Yes, you can get some which are, they like to strike as opposed to ball up, but trust me, guys, it is purely defensive. They are more scared of you than you are of it. And that's a fact. I mean, let's face it, we're 10 times bigger, we can actually hurt the animal. And the first thing they want to do, as you can see, is protect their head. In the wild, the first thing that would happen is the predator would obviously attack the head. Obviously, once it's got disposed of the head, then the rest is fair game. That's the point, that it's got the sharpie things. So the first thing we want to do is build up a trust. You cannot tame snakes. It is a tolerance. They tolerate you, and I can prove that because there are a few of my girls who will tolerate me and not my friends. So some of the bigger girls, like Hetty, she's a het pied. When I first had her, I had her about 1,000 grams from another breeder. He quickly gave her me, he took her off me, put her in the bag and said, there you go, away you go. Little did I know that when I got her home, she was acting very much like a venomous snake, so I had to tail and hook her. I've never had such a crazy animal into regards a ball python like that. So, as you can see, he's hissing, he's warning me off, he's saying, I will bite you, I will defend myself. Okay. So she was absolutely crazy. However, hands-on, this technique has worked for me time and time again. I was tailing and hooking this 1,000-gram female, and she kept coming back at me, very much like a venomous snake. It was bizarre. But now she tolerates me to the point where she knows who I am, or she recognises my smell. But she will not tolerate some of my friends that have seen her or picked her up. She will tolerate me. Now, this little guy, as you can see, he's huffing, he's starting to stick his head out because he's curious. So what we want to do is build up a relationship, and we're not talking about something where you can go in and talk to him and all this sort of stuff. But every encounter that you have with this animal or with your animal, you want to make it a good encounter, not a bad encounter. What we want to do is work on the technique of not to strike at everything that is put in front of them. So we don't want to use something like our hand, because I feel that can cause a negative encounter with the animal. We want to cause a positive encounter. So, for example, I may take a pair of tweezers, and what I may do is just hold it in front of the animal, not to scare it, but just basically hold it there so it gets used to having items around itself. Again, as you can see, no particular problem. The other thing is, this isn't a heat source, so it's less likely to hone in. He's very curious, he's tongue flicking. But will he strike? I don't think he will. Sudden movements may cause him to do it, but I'm not teasing the animal. What I'm doing, I'm taking the advantage of his position, and I'm sort of saying, look, just because you're in that position doesn't mean these tweezers are going to hurt you. Okay? So, the next thing we're going to do is work on our hand and going in, picking up the animal. Now, what I have in front of me, or already on, are my trusty gloves. You may all laugh, but this is what it's all about, the grey marigolds. Okay, why am I using gloves? Am I scared? Yeah, I'm a little bit scared. Obviously, like anyone else, I don't want to get bit. I hate getting bit. But what we want to do is disassociate our hand with a strike action. Okay. Again, we're getting the animal used to items going into the enclosure and not being, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to. There's no need to strike or go defensive. So all I do, as you can see, I keep reassuring the animal. Nice big hiss. Get off me. I am a dangerous animal, he's saying. As you can see, he's puffing himself up. Okay. Every encounter that I am doing, believe it or not, is a positive one. I've not hurt him. I've not attempted to sort of hinder him in any way. He's just purely letting me know he doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't like to be messed with. And I will bite you. So by using the glove, obviously I can use my hand. Okay. But by using the glove, it takes away that heat source element. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is pretty warm. It is quite hot. But it's sort of... And again, if the teeth... It ain't going to hurt. So... Again, we want to get the animal used to being touched. And again, we're not going to... As you can see there, he's protecting his head. And believe it or not, him and his sisters are exactly this way. And this is what I do to build up a bit of a bond. And just let them know that, look, you can tolerate, I'm not going to hurt you. All I'm going to do is I'm going to move you out of your enclosure when it needs cleaning, feed you, check on you, make sure you're healthy, weigh you, all that sort of stuff without it being worried. So if I wanted to, okay, we're going to put the second glove on. Because what I'm going to do again is positive encounters, so I'm going to pick him up this time. Okay. I know, a big man using gloves, but again guys, what I'm trying to sort of get through to you, that it doesn't matter about gloves. It's the fact that he will strike, and we don't want that to happen. We want him to stop striking, to realise that, look, you can be on me, I'm not going to hurt you. Look, yeah, he's very defensive, very nervous. Okay, everything that I'm doing is positive. I'm not sort of holding him as in a sense that he can't run off if he wanted to. As you can see, he's trying to run. Yeah. It's okay. Again, guys, it's fight or flight. As I said, he's not aggressive. He's scared. He wants to run off. I mean, the gloves are a bit sticky, so he's not going anywhere fast. But I'm just getting him used to. He's on a flat surface. He's not going to get hurt. I'm not going to hurt him. And he's just going to calm down. Just slowly let him go through your hands. And you'll feel the body be very tense in the beginning. But as he learns that, look, I'm not in any danger, his body will begin to loosen up a little bit. I mean, this guy is solid muscle. He feeds like an absolute champion. But again, all I'm doing is I'm just allowing him just to chill, be in my company, make him aware he's getting used to the smells, used to being out of his enclosure. And look, nothing's going to happen to you while you're outside your enclosure. Okay? Still very nervous, but an absolutely stunning animal. I mean, this is a double het exantic desert ghost, and I just can't wait to push his project further forward. Again, positive encounters with your animals, guys. If you want to use a hook, start off with a hook. There's nothing macho about going in there with hands going all blazing and sort of, oh, look at me, I can do this, I can do that. There's nothing macho about that, guys. Okay, it's all about making the animal feel secure and not worry about being, hurt or hindered in anything else in that manner. So again, it's all positive. He's just protecting his head, as you can see. There you go. I'm not hurting him. I'm not really I'm just holding him. Okay. Not once has he attempted to strike at me or at my glove. Again, it's just positive encounters. And what I want you guys to do is do this for a couple of times every other day, maybe, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes every other day, and they will get used to you. They will chill out, they will calm down. Normally by now they're normally very placid and away they go. These guys, when they're like this, they're very unsure of themselves, so the first thing to do is fight or flight. And obviously if they can't get out, or they can't get out of their enclosure, they're going to strike at you. As you can see with this guy, he's got plenty of places to run. He can see he can run and get away, so he's not really going to strike, he's going to try and run off. And that's just proof in the pudding that these animals aren't aggressive. It's just what I call fear aggression. Okay guys, so just practice that with some of your animals that you may have. Like I said, it's just positive threads that you're building. Kevin McCurley likes to use that, positive threads, and you're eventually going to build a rope, and you're going to build a great foundation to have with your animal, so you can have a bit of more of an interaction with the animal as opposed to being worried about being bit all the time. Okay everyone, as you can see, he's just being a little defensive. He could have swung round, he could have bit me, but he hasn't. He's just chose just to hold his head back just in case. Beautiful boy, so clean. So again, just gentle interaction with him. Okay guys, that's going to be enough with him today. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Like I said, a few little tips and hints just to try and help you guys build a positive relationship with your animals. Again, you can't tame them, they'll just tolerate you. And again, it's a toleration between the pair of you, and understanding between the pair of you that yes, that animal may not want to be held today, or you're going to hold that animal to obviously try and help it make some positive steps in the right direction. Okay everyone, hope this helps, hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, any comments, put them in the comment box below, and you guys know I'll always answer your questions as much as I can. Okay everyone, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.